Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Stainless Steel with Portugal, where three separate cities are under threat of being taken. Fez from the Moorish Caliphate here, Oporto from the Leonese, and Salamanca also from the Leonese. I'm less concerned about Fez, even though there's no general inside, because we are extending through our general away. There's a decent amount of cavalry here, and we've got some backup units arriving to take out them. I'm more concerned about the Kingdom of Leon. Kingdom of Leon is looked on pretty favourably by the Pope. Kingdom of Leon is also allied to the Crusader States, and the Pope is from the Crusader States and is only 58, so the Pope is very much going to be on their side, and there's some... This force here doesn't look too bad. I think we can probably deal with that. The one at Salamanca, however, that's a bit more tricky, I would think. I've got some force inside here, but again, no real cavalry to speak of. And I wonder if we're better off trying to push Toledo again in an effort to try draw them away, but we don't really have a force in the area to do so. I suppose we've got this ship outside or inside Zaragoza, which we've only recently just taken. I could use this guy to push, and hopefully Genoa will just leave me alone, because I don't really have any choice. I've got very little infantry here in general. I'm going to send them as a token salvo, really, towards Burgos. We can probably have some additional people helping at Valencia. Or from Valencia, I should say. Let's get our mailed foot knights out here. Some cavalry, some javelinmen. Let's see if we can get these guys to join up later down the line. They can go here. We might be able to show them because if we're pushing Burgos and Toledo, they might decide to pull back. I think it's unlikely that they will. So we might lose Salamanca, which has our faction leader inside, King Lucas here. He does have very good morale and health points, but I suspect it won't be enough, purely just because of the quality of what's coming in. There's a lot of cavalry here. I don't feel like I can really push out against that. I also don't really want to sally out, because the Pope is just going to like us even less if we do so. Prince Yao has been asked to go crusade. I don't think that's something we're going to be focusing on for the time being. I don't even know where Prince Yao is, to be honest. So obviously, yeah, he needs to go to Gaza. Where is our current... Okay, there's Prince Yao. Let's... Okay, he's in Oporto. He could feasibly go on crusade if he can break out this force here. And there's a decent amount of cavalry here. I reckon we can sally out here at Oporto. Yes, my lord. This is where we shall meet. But I'm not thrilled by the fact that we might end up losing this fight, but let's see if we can get them to back off here at least. Salamanca may well be a lost cause, and King Lucas may die in action, but he is 58, so he's probably due to die fairly soon anyway. But we've got a lot of cavalry here, and they are mostly infantry based, which actually works in our favour, to be honest. Let's just make sure we've got people on the walls, so that things are firing. Let's get all our cavalry together. And place them here if we can. That's fine, we can just set it out, it won't take long. I imagine they're just going to pull back, which is fine. I just need to make sure to deal with their skirmisher cavalry initially, and then the rest of it shouldn't matter as much, hopefully. At least that's the plan. The plan might actually be a little bit different from reality, as as is always the way, but we'll have to see. Okay. We'll group you separately, actually. There we go. You go over here. Let's get a little bit closer, and then we can, well, work our magic, I suppose. Question is he got? I think he might. Okay, I think the captain's there as well, which is even better. I'm going to send my own skirmisher cavalry against his skirmisher cavalry in an effort to knock out the captain and any remaining skirmisher cavalry. There is a bunch of spear militia here that I'm going to have to watch out for, but I think that'll be okay. Let's come over here. That's definitely that's definitely the general there. If we can take him out, that's even more likely to cause a rout, which would be excellent. So let's see if we can do that. You can attack those javelin men for fun. Don't fire at will. I want you to fire specifically at that unit, because these are the guys I need dead. Nope, add this unit here, please. Thank you. Okay, pull back. You've done okay, they're already routing. Excellent. But now you need to pull back because you're being attacked. Okay. I need these guys to make sure they're actually attacking these skirmisher cavalry. So let's try and bait them away to some extent until we can actually get them down. We'll try kind of catch them between two separate forces here, because they'll run away. In fact, oh no, they've they got themselves stuck out of position. That's good. Oh boy. Okay, we might have killed some of our own troops there. That's fine. Okay, now you can go back on too far at will. How many? There's only a few there left. And once the captain goes down, which he should inevitably do soon, life should become simpler for us. Well, good, watch out for those simultaneous skirmishers. There we go.
The enemy general is dead.
Enemy general's dead.
Sent the idiot to hell.
Let's let our lads use all their ammo. Right, everyone pull back for a second. Let's regroup before too many of us die to these javelins. Those skirmishers are out of position. We can go for them. You may as well charge into these skirmishers here. Although the Lusitanians are pretty good. So they probably won't break as much as we want them to. But this is still progress. You're going into for those javelin men there, that's fine. Okay, they are breaking pretty quickly, which is good. So I do think we can relieve the siege here at Oporto without too much issue. But the Pope's not going to like it that we're killing his favourite Spanish friends, unfortunately. Let's reform the line here. Quickly, please. I'm not going to get my own infantry and archers involved. I'd rather keep them for another occasion if entirely possible. Let's seeing who we might want to go after next. Charge into these javelin men again. Preferably don't go into the spearmen if entirely possible. I very much prefer you go into the skirmishers here. Okay, pull back, because I don't really want a protracted fight with the spear militia. If entirely possible, please. Okay, pull back. This will also give our prince a little bit of action if he does end up going crusade down to Gaza, but I really don't know if that's a wise decision. Because we've still got the Reconquista to do here, so I don't really see the purpose of doing so, to be honest. Okay, if they're going to push forward towards us, we'll charge them down. Just break into these white troops at the front. These guys are the javelinmen. The spear militia are the yellow ones behind. We can deal with them eventually. Okay, excellent. Okay, there's a lot of routing happening already. So let's just try push our advantage here. We might just be able to cause a general rout here if we're lucky. Okay, not quite on the spearmen. Okay, some of them are routing now. That's good. We just need to cycle some charges, really. Okay, let's push back in. That's why cavalry is so important in these Total War games, because they're just so powerful at causing kind of mass routes very quickly.
The battle is in our favor. If we remain true and wholehearted, victory will be ours.
Okay, they've definitely come back, but that's fine. These guys are now routing again. Wonderful. I don't think we really need to sell these guys back. I'd rather they die, to be honest. Let's go into these spear militia if we can. They should break imminently, hopefully. And they're actually running towards the castle, strangely, which I don't know if that's something I would do, but here come the mailed knights, step out the skirmish cavalry. Yeah, I don't think we need to worry too much. We've certainly lost some horses here, you know. It's taking its toll, but
only half the enemy force remains.
At this point, it's pretty good. Let's go to these guys down here. They're routing as well, excellent. You can go into these javelin men. You can deal with these spear militia here. You break into these javelin men if possible, please, because spear militia are much easier to deal with than any ranged units. There we go.
The battle. Run down those worthless peasants.
Let's take as many prisoners as we possibly can. Either to sell or just to execute so we don't have to fight them again. So the siege for Oporto is fine now. But Salamanca is still a problem. Fez is probably not too much of a problem. And we won't anger the Pope by dealing with the siege at Fez. I'm less concerned about that, but Fez is actually a fight I want to do in the town centre. Not as an open engagement, really. Because they've got some high quality cavalry archers, and we don't want to deal with that in an open engagement if possible. Okay, we can call things there.
The enemy are overcome. This is a great victory, worthy of only the mightiest of generals.
Absolutely, but the Pope's going to be annoyed with us, which is not ideal. I'd really prefer they don't get these troops back. So, unfortunately, they're going to have to die, which It's only going to weaken our position with the Pope. Well, Prince Yao is now a bit of a better commander. Excellent. Let's retrain our troops here. We can have some additional spearmen. Excellent. We've got some money. Let's make sure we're using it for something useful. Silver's can have some more troops. Seville can have some Lusitanian javelinmen. There's not much we can construct here at Salamanca, especially when it's under siege. Granada can have something though. Granada can have communal farming because at the moment Granada's not growing at all, and we'd like Granada to be growing into the next level of castle. Murcia can have probably something trade related. Can have a market. There we go. And Zaragoza, the minor city. We can't do anything because we've only just taken this turn. But, or last turn I should say. But there's probably some cool things we can do there, that's for sure. First we're going to fight there. Do I want to send Prince Yao out on crusade? I mean, he's more than likely going to be king fairly soon. Because I don't quite see how we can get out of Salamanca. Really. With what we have in there.
I will defeat you honorably, my worthy foe.
The only way I can see this happening is if we pull back to the town centre. Because a lot of this is cavalry or siege. And if we fight on the town centre, there's no real chance of us kind of routing. But the problem is, it's a town, it's not a castle per se. I wonder, with Prince Yao, if we push to Lyon. Do we have any boats outside? We don't have any boats outside.
Orders. Let me strike, my lord.
If I put Prince Yao here, he's got mercenary Frankish knights with him.
Orders.
If he takes all the cavalry with him,
Bringing our troops together.
Command
me.
He can't make it to Lyon this turn,
We shall send them to hell.
but he can certainly try.
How may I
In fact, we can reinforce him somewhat,
Yes.
which is pretty good.
March.
And that might lift the siege on,
My lord.
Salamanca, which would arguably be useful. I think this is their last major force that Kingdom of Leon have got. So I'm willing to anger the Pope just to take out these last remaining settlements of the Kingdom of Leon. Let's have a look at generally how they're doing in terms of territory. It says they've got 3 territories at the moment. So that's going to be Leon, that's going to be Burgos, that'll be Toledo. Toledo? Potato. Of course there is this big army here, but that is on crusade. I don't believe it's allowed to attack me, even though we're technically at war with each other, which is actually pretty useful for us. Valencia's hiring. Let's end the turn and see what happens with Salamanca. I need to find my way down to the Crusader States with one of my diplomats to hopefully try and come to some kind of temporary understanding. Hopefully me and Genoa continue to get on fairly well. Because if they come to war with us, that's going to be a significant problem. There's some Papal States forces. More Inquisitors hanging around. Oh, one of them's going after one of our bishops. I can't remember if that's a bishop with a lot of piety or a little piety, or If he's a particularly heretical bishop, we're about to find out, I suspect. Oh, he survived. Excellent. That should actually give him some positive piety for any future kind of. I think it will help him against any future inquisitions, but it will also just make him a better bishop and therefore potentially a better candidate to being a cardinal. Byzantine's still kind of hanging around, speaking to the Moors. Hopefully nothing good between them. And are the Moors going to keep up their siege, or are they going to decide they've decided that with my reinforcements coming in, that's not entirely worth it, which is probably for the best. Although I wonder if they're calling in jihad. There might be, with a senior imam. It's kind of similar to a crusade. Oh, and that's a Moorish spy, or possibly a Moorish assassin, heading away from Fez. We definitely need to establish some control in that part of the world.
Raise the defenses and go.
Kindle Leon, what's your plan? So we've managed to break off one siege. Oh, they're pulling back from Salamanca. I wonder if they are concerned I'm heading for Leon. Are you going to push for a priest? Oh yeah, you're coming to attack, aren't you? Well, it depends what you've got inside. I might be able to deal with it. It's a lot of cavalry. I'd rather not fight.
Do not fail me again, men.
Although I imagine, yeah, they're going to just come and attack us again. But it may have been a necessary sacrifice to hold on to Salamanca for the time being. Okay. Well, they're going to have to attack us.
No matter how they beg, let none escape. Attack!
Let's see if we can bait them around a little bit before we end up kind of running away, hopefully.
Our foes appear to be gaining the upper hand in this battle.
Indeed they do.
Units, await my orders.
It's cool to see the town there. We're gonna hang up here pretty much. We're gonna make them come all the way over to us. We've got a decent amount of heavy cavalry here. It's not unthinkable we can do some heavy damage here. But they also have heavy cavalry and they have siege weaponry, which I'm almost more concerned about initially. And they do have a lot of cavalry themselves, unfortunately. But like I said, this may well be a necessary sacrifice to keep Salamanca alive for another turn or two. They're just going to sit there and shoot us, I think. So we'll send our own skirmisher cavalry forward. And now pull back because I think they're gonna, yeah, they're gonna respond with their own skirmisher cavalry. I'd rather bait them towards our own skirmishers, who need to stay on guard mode because we need to. Well, we need to try bait them forward if possible. Problem is, that's quite a few skirmishers cavalry. Let's go for their smaller unit here. Well, I imagine they're going to now push in with their own skirmisher cavalry. And they're going to be uphill from us. Oh, they've got a lot of skirmish cavalry in the area. Fine. My hope is I can just use these guys to waste a lot of their ammo. If they use all their ammo here, that's better. Because then they won't be using it on any of our other troops. I think the reality is going to be a little bit different from that, but we can certainly try. Yeah, they're going to be firing missiles. And they're going to run away, unfortunately. Can we catch up to them? I think we can. I think they've left it a little bit too late. Okay, this skirmish cavalry will struggle, but there's more skirmish cavalry coming in. Let's see if we can get these guys in as well. No, we can't. Okay, pull back, pull back. Let's fall back a little bit. We've lost quite a bit of cavalry there. I'd like to get my own javelin men involved if entirely possible. So I want to bring them a little bit closer to this fight here. So now at least our own skirmishers are firing at, I think, someone. Oh, they're kind of killing our own troops though. You guys go on after them, please. Okay, they're routing, which is good. Must be Frankish Knights coming in, which might be a problem for us. Oh, they're going to slaughter those macemen. And unfortunately, we can't run away. We just have to deal with this until we inevitably rout. But we're not going down without a fight, that's for sure. Because the more we kill him... Oh, we killed the enemy general.
The enemy general is dead.
Excellent. Oh yes, of course, because there's only a captain here. Unfortunately, it's probably not enough for us to turn this fight around at this stage. I'm going to leave their mailed knights here, and I'm going to go after their infantry. Because that's where I can make the most progress in terms of numbers.
Only intervention by the Almighty Lord or a military genius can bring us victory from this disgrace.
Our own infantry is going to struggle, but we can deal with their troops. That's not what I've asked you to do. Where's our... Okay, both our general and here. Could be a little bit careful we don't get trapped. So let's get out of here. We've lost 72% of our troops, which is unfortunate. But again, I think we can make more progress here than we can dealing with their cavalry. I would like to go after their siege if entirely possible. It's out of position. It might be something we could consider. Let's go after it if we can. If I'm going down, I want to inflict as much damage on them as possible on the way out, to ensure that Salamanca has a better chance of survival. Because they've only got three kind of provinces left. If we can actually deal with those provinces, they will be knocked out. Please don't fire these ballistas. And also, again, it's just more troops that we can deal with. We've dealt with their captain. So I know we might be able to turn this round if we're exceptionally lucky. Let's go after that catapult. Go after this catapult, because again, those catapults are out of position. All our infantry are dead at this point. Surprised that one Huithril is still alive, but it's fine. Go after these catapults. Ah, okay, their own Western French units coming in now. Didn't see them from that side. That being said, we've dealt with their general, so we might be able to push them to a route a little bit easier, but we need to move away from the rest of the forces arriving. And there's more male knights coming in from other directions. We're starting to lose a lot of our cavalry now. Break into these guys, there's only 14 of them. That was a bad charge. I'm just trying to get at least some of them routing, if entirely possible. Right, pull back. They're down to 6 now. They're shaken. That's good. I don't really want to charge Andalusians if entirely possible. Andalusians are pretty decent cavalry. I'm just trying to get back over here for the inevitable time that we end up needing to route. And then at least we're a little bit closer to our escape point. Let's go after these Lusitanian javelinmen and the javelinmen here. I'm actually going to kind of ignore their cavalry that's charging us. Right, pull back. Again, we're just trying to knock out as many as we can. This might have to be an honourable death to Prince Yao. Yeah, he's fighting to the death. He's going to need to get out of there.
Defeat is a bitter drink to swallow. Next time, it will be our foe that sups from this most foul cup.
Is he dead? Okay, we lost 610. We knocked out 335 of them. We just didn't have the numbers or the quality or the right army composition really to be able to deal with that. Question is, did Prince Yao survive? He did, good.
Regroup.
We can regroup at Oporto, that's not a problem. But it had the intended effect. It's bought me time for Salamanca. And we can probably assassinate that general. Because he'll be out of position by himself there. At least that's the plan. Let's see what the end of turn brings. Explorers Guild at Zaragoza. Sure. A couple of world leaders are dead. Leon has released our prisoners, that's nice. Byzantines continue not to like us. A couple of cardinals have died from Venice and Genoa. And Poland and a couple of Norwegian cardinals have been promoted. Possibly doing with kind of Russia and the Moors. Venice and Genoa are at war with each other. Fine, that precludes us making any kind of treaty with Venice. Silvus has a logging camp. Let's give it a market so it keeps on trading. Lisbon has got paved roads but could have some very nice mining networks. Well, that's going to take a long time to get done. And Valencia can also have paved roads for speed. Now then, let's carry on our plan. Did we go for Burgos or did we go for Leon? Oh, sorry, did we go for Toledo, I mean. Burgos is a tougher castle, for sure. We're already disliked by the Pope. We may as well just carry on being disliked by the Pope. Can we make it to Burgos this turn? We can, excellent. We'll go for ladders. Possibly another ram, actually. We'll do that. A fortress, I think, is 2-tiered. Yeah, they don't like us, understandably. There's only one unit of light men at arms inside. I'll try to get these guys to link up. They can't quite. Do I have another general in this part of the world? I don't. You're here, actually. Tenorio de Calahorra. You come here. Pick up these new troops from Valencia. You need to come back down to Valencia for retraining. Barcelona just needs generally more troops, to be honest. I can have a priest as well. Granada can probably recruit some troops for this new army. Cordoba's still got some troops inside. It's pretty lackluster in terms of the quality. But they could go and meet up with Tenorio. You're going to have to just have your tax rate altered slightly. I'd like to maybe build something here in Zaragoza, but let's also lower the tax rate so it keeps on growing. Because eventually that will help with our tax rate. I don't think any major forces can get to Burgos this turn, apart from Prince Tonono here, who, realistically, let's try break out from Salamanca. There we go. That's now bought us some time to recruit here. Although we're running out of money. We'll send this spy over towards Genoa. I'd like to just keep an eye on them, make sure they're not doing anything too untoward. Who is constructing something that probably doesn't need it? Silvers can go without the market for now. Let's see if we can get an assassin up here. In fact, I'd rather retrain these guys. Actually, no, that's fine. Let's get an assassin up here. Are there any mercenaries you can pick up inside around Salamanca? Mercenary spearmen, welcome aboard. Okay, one of our bishops has died. This is very nearly 35% Catholic. This crusading force will have to deal with those rebels for us, otherwise he's going to start to struggle. And Genoa have joined the Holy Crusade, that's fine. We still have 7 turns before we need to join the Crusade anyway. Oh, look at Prince Yao, all dark haired now. Or grey haired even. Let's recruit. Porto doesn't have great options. Seville can probably recruit something, but we don't have the funds for it, that's fine. We have at least managed to break all 3 sieges. Bring you down to Fez. Hang on 1 second. Let's just merge what we can here. And then everyone should be able to get inside here. Wonderful. I would like to put a fort down. So again, we need to find something that's under construction. That doesn't need to be. Valencia can go without the roads for now. I'd like to put down a fort, as we tried to do before.
Your orders, noble one.
Here.
We shall not surrender this position, my lord.
And then we'll just put in a damaged unit of spearmen or something like that. These guys are actually quite experienced. I don't want to send them out if entirely possible. We'll just send a basic unit of spearmen out to watch there. Let's retrain these guys if we can. Excellent. We want them to keep their training if entirely possible. I'm expecting a Moorish counterattack at some point, so I don't want to send everyone out, but let's send a force down towards Marrakesh. Vasco is unhealthy, as is you. As are you, even. In which case, it doesn't really matter who we send. But you don't have any title, Vasco, so let's send you towards Marrakesh to earn yourself a title. You take some cavalry with you. And then just some spearmen. Is that a good enough force? You can pick up some tribal warriors. These guys aren't actually bad. They're pretty good in terms of their defense. You can have the desert cavalry as well. You're going to push on Marrakesh, which has always been a problematic city for us. But we will keep on recruiting here in Fez. I think that's probably all we can do this turn. I'll be curious to see how Leon reacts in general. We'll send these macemen out literally just to block the... just to block Oporto. Lisbon, I might send these light cavalry up just to reinforce. And maybe into spearmen as well. Lisbon is relatively safe at the moment, unless there's a sea invasion, which I sincerely hope doesn't happen. Okay, we made it back to Rome. Let's have a chat. Technically, we can ally ourselves with them, but they're going to consider that demanding. What about if I gave you some tribute? Oh no, I don't want to demand tribute. I'll give you regular tribute of 1,000, well, 356 for 10 turns. Oh, okay, that's considered generous. They're bankrupt. That's very useful, actually. Regular tribute, 356 for 5 turns. That's balanced. Because if we can get them on side, that'd be excellent. We'll do 10 turns because that's considered generous because they're bankrupt.
I am afraid I must deny.
No, they're not wanting to do so. I just don't think we are. We just don't seem to have a good enough relationship with them at the moment. But it's curious to know they're bankrupt. If we get a bit more money in the bank, we might be able to do a one-off payment just to buy their allegiance. But we can even just gift them some money, and they might consider that a positive thing because they're so low on cash. Something to potentially bear in mind. There's the Pope himself, wandering around Rome, as are his minions. I'm just really curious to see what Leon will do now, what the Spanish will do, because they're our main competitors, and once we take them out, we've got the relative safety of Genoa to the north in kind of the front territory of France, and then we can deal with the Moors down to the south. That would be ideal. I do find it funny that the Byzantines are so angry with us in general, even though we've basically done nothing to them the entire campaign. But they seem to involve themselves in our affairs, rather than vice versa. Now, what is the Kingdom of Leon going to do? It looks like they're heading back to Burgos to try to defend there. And they're reinforcing Leon, which is understandable, because they'll be making advances on this bit of territory. And this diplomat is heading off elsewhere. Yeah, they're definitely trying to get to Burgos. I don't think they'll get there in time, thankfully. As long as I can take Burgos without too much issue. I'm expecting to anger the Pope in general, so we may as well carry on angering the Pope. That's our first sign of any crusading force. Oh, Master Explorers Guild. In Zaragoza, sure. Subject Sultan is dead. And Thomas Becket, once Chancellor of England and Archbishop of Canterbury, who has long been in contention with the King of England, has been murdered in Canterbury Cathedral. During Vespers, 4 wicked knights entered and slew him most vilely. The faithful across Europe have already declared him a martyr. The king at some point will have to perform a public penance at the tomb, which is fast becoming one of the great pilgrimage sites of England. You want me to cease hostilities with Kingdom of Leon, which will be excommunicated for? But it's only 5 turns. 7 turns till Burgos surrenders. Okay. Well, let's join all these forces together. I'm still just gonna keep pushing inside. 2 more Norwegian cardinals. They must have a pretty... Yeah, they've got 4 cardinals in the running here. Question is, who are they likely to vote for? Norway. They're not going to vote for Denmark or the Holy Roman Empire, so they would likely vote for a Leonese Pope at the moment, annoyingly. I'd quite like a Polish...
In the light, my friend.
I'd like a Polish cardinal to actually become part of the Preferati. England has been excommunicated, surprising no one. Crusaders was grown even. We're starting to recoup some standing with the Pope. Let's get this priest out and into town. Well, this is a very Catholic area in general. I'm just curious, now that I've got a bit more money, can I just buy... I've got a lot of money, can I just buy an alliance? I'll just send however much money I've got. No.
I don't see how this can work.
Okay, well, instead of that, have 500... Okay, you've got a bit more money now than you used to. Just have 500 dinars. Florins, whatever that's called. That's okay. Construction report. Our porter's got a drill square. Let's give it some more cavalry. Seville's finally been upgraded, which is good. Let's retrain you guys. Boston's got a church. That's his Fez. We need to repair these bits and pieces.
Orders?
Let's get you continuing to move down towards Moorish territory of Marrakesh.
Move out.
Oh, hello. Oh, that's a lot of spearmen and siege.
Yalla, my sultan wishes you dead.
Specifically camel spearmen, which are heavy cavalry. I didn't really want to fight you. I may not have a choice. I don't really have anyone that I can send over there to help at the moment. I'm hoping this force will end up routing because they're not making any progress towards Gaza. Salamanca, we might be better off going after those agents. I don't know if we get assassinated. I don't know if we lose any relation for killing captains, but we're going to try. Go on, stab him. There we go, good kill. We're just here to start. I'm just here to start training. Okay, Master of Assassins, excellent. And you're a better assassin now than you were before. You, however, are a terrible assassin. Let's see if you can put a snake up their trousers. I doubt you can, but we can try. Oh, no, he's killed himself. That's fine.
Am I taking down a person or a place?
We've still got one.
Removing the problem, my lord.
Still got one assassin here.
Command me.
We're definitely going to send this force up to reinforce at Burgos. We're going to try squeeze them out. Although arguably we could go for Toledo. But this is where the remainder of their main forces are. That's where we want to push. We can always deal with Toledo at a later stage.
Yes, my lord.
Pop you inside there. So let's just have a quick look at what's happening down the coast at Melilla.
Full sails.
Doesn't look terrible. We may as well send you
Blockading trade
to blockade a port.
Leave me be, infidel.
Run away.
Plotting course now, my lord.
Run away from there. You come back into Valencia. I think you need retraining once we can. This assassin, is this diplomat any good? This English diplomat? He's not terrible, but it's a pretty terrible assassin. And I certainly don't want to go. I don't want to go after a Genoese one. That's for sure. Oh, he got to that Leonese diplomat. Let's try and deal with him, because that would also stop any diplomatic.
Poison or strangulation. It's a tough decision.
You know, we've at least managed to sever some diplomatic ties, that's for sure. But I think we'll call things apart there. Next time we continue to push Leon back into the very north of Iberia. Hopefully we can take him out, turn our attention to the Moors, and then maybe look at Sicily in future, or maybe Genoa will turn on us, we'll have to see. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.